to the sun.
Luthor looked at the pocket watch. I'm telling you this because I might have failed today, but I'm not ready to give up again. Not when I just found you. Will you tell my dad, Julius Timecrest, what Dr. Fugard admitted to me about the disease? But if I show the pocket watch to my dad and he sees a message from the time manipulator with his own eyes, then he'll believe me. System met. Of course. Just bring me to Julius and I'll tell him everything. One of two. Can I actually speak with Julius? Two of two.
Okay. I'm more feeling the second one because, like, I thought that, like, no one else could see messages, but maybe if, like, I don't know. I don't know. But can I actually speak to Julius?
Can I actually speak with...
Maybe this is different?
Responded, can I actually speak with Julius? Descriptive. Responded, can I actually Read message, Luthor already suspected that you and Kronos Timecrest. I wonder why he waited this long to get you to say something to confirm his suspicions.
Okay.
Read message, the red text was not transmitted to Luthor. No, you can't speak with my dad because he's not a real Timecrest. Luthor paused thoughtfully. You're not time manipulator Kronos, are you?
Okay, guys. Plot twist here, I guess? I mean, I'm not. I'm glad that, like, I was actually able to say something to prove that. And, like, the red text guy, like, let me send it. What? Okay.
I suspected earlier that you might not be the real time manipulator. Your answer to my question confirms it. If you were really the time manipulator, you would know that my dad isn't a true Timecrest. His last name is Reed. My last name is Reed.
Oh, okay.
You will not be able to speak to my dad through the pocket watch. The magic in this watch can only be seen by a Timecrest.
Well, I knew that, but, you know, just kind of...
Luthor smiled as he continued to make eye contact with the pocket watch. You're not Kronos, but you are someone special.
Yeah, what do you think? Like, you still want to talk? Or what? I don't know.
You are able to send me messages on the pocket watch that is only supposed to connect to the time manipulator.
Is it? Is it?
You're an exception.
Am I though? No, that's the thing. What happened to this time manipulator when we were talking to Ash? Like, he wasn't in the picture. Again, I'm assuming the red text is the time manipulator because of the things that he said about, like, Ezra before, or she, the person that they said about, like, Ezra before. But, like, why weren't we, like, approached by this person more directly when talking to Ash? Like, all they did was just send random creepy messages about doors.
System message. I don't know if this is going to work, but I tried telling you before that I'm not the time manipulator. Someone blocked my message. 1 of 4 What gave it away that I'm not the time manipulator? 2 Hold up. What do you mean your dad, Julius Timecrest, is not a real Timecrest? 3 Why did you wait until now to confirm your suspicions about me? Luthor. Descriptive. Why did you wait?
I want to do all of them, kind of. I guess I'll go for the first one.
I don't know if this is going to work, but I tried telling you before that I'm not the time manipulator. Someone blocked my message.
Because that's kind of what I was rambling about.
I don't know if this is 1000 Red message. It'll work now. Red message. The red text is not transmitted to Luthor. Luthor narrowed his eyes at your message. I see your message. Descriptive. I see your message.
Well, yeah, but, like, why? Why is the red text person letting this go through now? Like, I'm so confused.
Either I received this message by some fluke, or the person that blocked your message before has decided to let me see it now.
It's the first one. They deliberately didn't let their message go through. Is that person just, like, monitoring this conversation completely? Like, everything? Like, that's just weird. Okay.
Perhaps Luthor is thinking. The messages were blocked as a test to see if I could figure out you're not the time manipulator by myself.
Yeah, that makes sense, but, like, why? Why the test? I don't get it.
Luthor paused before looking excited. I wonder, the person that blocked your messages has to be time manipulator Kronos.
Yeah.
Who else could it be? Luthor paused. But why test me like this?
Yeah, exactly.
Is it to see if I'm smart enough? And are we being watched right now?
He's literally asking every question that I'm asking.
And what will it take to get the time manipulator to speak to us?
Well, yeah.
System message. Hey, whoever is watching us, we want to speak with you. One of 2 responses. System. Hey, whoever is watching us, I think the time manipulator spoke to me already. 2 of 2
Yeah, that.
I think the time
that did happen before. Well, now every time.
responded. Red message. That's our secret for now.
Oh, well.
Red message. The red text and your message were not transmitted.
Okay, so there's things he doesn't want Luthor to know, and then there's things that he does want Luthor to know now, but didn't want Luthor to know before, but is letting him know now for some reason. I'm kind of confused.
Luthor paused. For some reason, the pocket watch connected to you. I still believe time manipulator Chronos Timecrest exists and that this pocket watch is a channel to him. I need to speak with him somehow.
Why?
If he can teach me time magic, then maybe I would be able to reverse my mistakes.
I mean, yeah, but like, I don't know.
With Lieutenant Zone Valsylry and with a scar on Ash's hand. And since the time manipulator is the first human, he might want to know what Janos is doing to his descendants.
He probably already knows.
Luthor smiled. I feel good that the blue glow of this pocket watch is much stronger now.
Is it?
Especially whenever I receive a message from you. He continued to smile. Perhaps this is a necessary step that needs to happen in order for the pocket watch to connect to the time manipulator. Which makes me curious what role you have to play.
Yeah, that is weird. Like, what am I supposed to do? Just talk to you and be like, oh yeah, hi, I'm just this random person who you connected to, who you thought was someone else. But yeah, actually, I'm just some other person who doesn't, who has no abilities, basically. I mean, I don't know, like, I don't know if I can still, like, turn back time and stuff, because, like, I haven't gotten options for that, so I've no clue.
Luthor swallowed hard. I'm curious about my role in all of this too.
That's weird too.
I suspect we are both a part of the real-time manipulator's plans, whatever they may be.
Yep,
and connecting to you could be the first step of the plan.
And Ash is somewhere in that. I mean, in the future. Well, yeah, I don't know. This is... It's still so weird that this is the past. I can't get over that. Like, it's just weird.
Luthor paused. Do you know your part in all of this?
No.
System meth. I'm here to help you. One of 3 No. I'm just like you. I'm here to find out. I want to backtrack. What do you mean your dad, Julius Timecrest, is not a true Timecrest?
I'm kind of curious. But...
No. I'm here to help you.
Okay, assurance, agreement, or backtracking?
No. I'm just like you. I'm here to find out.
That.
I want to backtrack. What do you mean your dad, Julius Timecrest, is not a true Timecrest?
Yeah, what's with that?
3 responses. Responded.
Like, his surname is Timecrest, so what?
Luthor touched his head. Strange. Just now, your message appeared in my head like one of my thoughts, but more clear and vivid than my own.
Oh my gosh, that thing that happened to Ash.
And I could tell it was from you. Yet I also feel like I heard your voice, not just thought it. It's hard to Yet I also feel like I heard your voice, not just thought it. It's hard to explain. Luthor paused. Can you hear my messages in your head too?
Well...
System mess. Why do you think you can hear my... System message. Why do you think you can hear my messages now? One of 3. No. And it's not fair. Why can't I hear your messages in my mind?
I'm not gonna whine.
No, I can't. And can we talk about Julius? 3 of 3 was... Why do you think you can hear my messages now? One of 3 was...
The first one. Okay, let's go for this.
Why do you think you can hear my messages now? One of...
Simple curiosity. What's going on?
Responded. Luthor paused. I gained this ability after I told you that I knew you weren't the time manipulator.
Probably intentional by the time manipulator then, I'm guessing?
You told me you tried telling me you weren't Chronos before, but your messages were blocked.
Yes, that did happen.
Descriptive. You told me you tried telling me you weren't. Maybe whoever blocked your messages is responsible for my new ability. Maybe it's my reward for figuring out that you're not the time manipulator on my own.
Okay, well that makes sense. Also, just what is going on? I'm still kind of confused.
Luthor paused. I do also feel, ellipsis, closer to you.
Okay.
We've been through a lot today.
Yes, that's true.
And you know things about me that pretty much no one knows. You know I killed Lieutenant Zone Valsylry.
Unintentionally, and it wasn't you.
And you know I almost killed someone, again, today. So there's that too.
But you didn't, so that's the important thing.
Luthor stood up from the ground and placed the pocket watch into his inner jacket pocket where the chrono gem is stored. Now that I can hear your messages in my head, I don't need to keep taking the watch out.
Oh yeah, that is actually really handy. Like, you can just, like, talk, and I don't have to, like, don't have to keep taking the watch out in public and
I
stuff.
can store it in a safer spot.
Exactly, yeah.
Though, ellipsis, I'm going to miss looking at the glow when I speak with you.
You can still do that in private or whatever, you know.
Luthor started walking.
Nothing's stopping you.
He kept his head lowered, deep in thought. I know you're from the human world because of the Nexutos spell.
Okay,
You said you can't control your powers.
I cannot.
That implies you have some.
I do. Well, I don't know if I have them now because I haven't gotten the option to use them, but I'm assuming I do.
What are they? System met. I can't turn back time and freeze time. One of two is. I have a question for you first to get to know you a little better. Two of two.
No, we're not gonna put on any creepy uncle vibes. So
I can't turn back time and freeze time.
you know what? Why not? You know, we know a lot about Luthor. We need to share stuff, I guess.
Luthor stopped walking and stood very still. Descriptive. After a while, he started walking again.
Is that like different or I don't know.
Turning back time, even if you can't control it, sounds pretty awesome.
Oh yeah, that's what you need actually. But again, I don't know if I mean actually I don't know, like I don't even know if you like why does it like I guess Luthor just like I don't know, like you could just like if Luthor dies, then we could just like I don't know, do like all the things like help Ash and stuff, but like I don't know though, because that's a lot of asking a lot to die. So
It seems like just the power I need to help me undo my mistakes.
yeah, again though, you'll need to die to activate it. So yeah, I think you need to think about your choices because yeah, I don't know. Even though I can do it, who knows? Like I don't know if you
If I
want
can't
to
turn back time,
test that.
or you can't turn back time for me someday, then I can't stop Model 1 from administering my cure to Lieutenant Zone Valsuri. And I can't prevent Ash from being scarred. Luthor's eyes lit up. I'm getting excited just thinking of the possibilities. After a moment, Luthor became pensive. If you have time magic, then it makes sense if you are connected with time manipulator Chronos in some way.
I'm not though. Like I'm you're more like connected than I am. Like you know more than me and like I don't know, it's weird.
You, me, and time manipulator Chronos. You, me, and time manipulator Chronos.
We should just call him TMC for short because that's a long name.
I wonder how we're connected. Luthor paused. In order for the Nexutos spell to work, it must be used on an item from the human world. The item is consumed after the Nexutos spell is cast on it and, in return, I get bits and pieces of images, voices, and other things I don't understand from the human world. And not everything I've seen has been from the same timeline. I've seen places with lots of technology I don't recognize and places that seem very primitive. I was afraid that the pocket watch would also disappear once I cast Nexutos on it, but it didn't. And I've tried casting Nexutos on the pocket watch many, many times, but it never worked. And I've tried casting Nexutos on the pocket watch many, many times, but it never worked until today. The thing that surprised me was I didn't do anything differently today, which leads me to suspect you also played a part in how we got connected.
Technically, I mean, I pressed a button, so
You're doing something from your side that allows us to talk and it takes the two of us to keep this connection going.
sure.
System message. You're right about that. One of two. What's your ideal romantic relationship? Two of two responses.
What are these? I swear, guys, some of these responses are so random.
You're right about that.
I mean, I don't really feel any of these, but I'm gonna click the 1st
You're
one, I
right.
guess, because the second one, again, is a bit off topic, you know. We can talk about all that later.
We're both
I
part of
guess.
time manipulator Chronos Timecrest plan.
If you say so.
Luthor smiled. It's good not to be alone. So I hope you continue to stay connected with me. Without once looking up at where he was walking, Luthor made several turns in the quiet side streets of the quarantine town until he was back on a wider main street. A mechanical cube, with the raised and embossed letters of Aura, rested in the center of the street. There was a mechanical cube, with the raised and embossed letters of Aura, rested in the center of the street. There was an opaque opening on one side of the cube. Luthor stood on a lawn nearby the Aura portal.
Okay, so that's what the Aura, like, machine, like, kind of looks like more. Like, I know, like, we do get a description of it in, like, the time crystals, section, but that's It's just in the middle of the street? Like, that's weird too.
A small line of people stood in front of the cube. Some of the people lined up were clasping their hands together in a gesture of prayer. One soldier stood by the cube while several squadrons of soldiers scrutinized the area from their posts. The man at the front of the line walked up to the cube. He spun around counterclockwise and then clockwise. He spun around counterclockwise and then clockwise. The Valdorian soldier standing next to the cube eyed him. The man looked at the soldier after he finished spinning. He said, "For good luck." The man took a deep breath and reached his hand into the opaque circle.
Okay.
He pulled out his hand and blinked at the weird device he held. He pulled out his hand and blinked at the weird device he held. It was floating by itself in his palm.
Strange.
The soldier, with gloved hands, held out a plate to the man. The soldier, with gloved hands, held out a plate to the man. The man placed his device on the plate and the soldier examined it. After the examination, the soldier confiscated the device, setting it on a table next to him. The man who had originally drawn it from the cube walked away with slumped shoulders.
Aw, poor guy.
The next person walked up to the cube, a look of excitement on her face. The woman blabbered to the soldier with exuberance. The woman blabbered to the soldier with exuberance. "I'm so nervous. I hope I get something rare, like a coffee maker, with some coffee beans. Of course, maybe a low-tech video game device or a fun toy. My son would love that." The soldier said politely, "Please make your draw." The soldier said politely, "Please make your draw. There are others who are eager to have their turn too." The woman closed her eyes as she reached inside the porthole, withdrawing her hand a few moments later. In her hand is a can of soda.
I don't think that's what the coffee maker you were really looking for.
The woman pursed her lips and looked at the can of soda with displeasure. The soldier gestured to the woman with a plate, and she placed the can on it. The soldier examined it, then held out the plate, indicating that she could take it. The woman's eyes ran across the confiscated items on the table next to the soldier. The woman said, "Sir, may I exchange my soda for something on that table?" The soldier said, "The items on this table are not allowed in the quarantine zone." She said, "Oh, please sir. I don't have the next toss spell, so I can only draw from the Alra portal once in my life, and all I got was a small can of soda."
Oh man, that's actually so depressing. Oh my gosh. I did not know that they could only, I forgot that, or was that mentioned? I don't know. But that's actually really depressing. Oh my gosh. Okay. Well.
The woman continued to add the items on the table by the soldier. She said, "How about those bags of barbecue chips then?" The woman continued to add the items on the table by the soldier. She said, "How about those bags of barbecue chips then? My son really wants to know what barbecue chips taste like. The woman continued to add the items on the table by the soldier. She said, "How about those bags of barbecue chips then? My son really wants to know what barbecue chips taste like. I would prefer a bag of chips over this soda." The soldier said, "I can't trade you anything from this table." He motioned for the next person in line to take his turn at the cube. The woman said, "Why not? You have several bags of chips on that table." She said, "And, ellipsis, I may be newly quarantined, but I know Valda considers barbecue chips harmless, so they're allowed in the quarantine zones. She said, "And, ellipsis, I may be newly quarantined, but I know Valda considers barbecue chips harmless, so they're allowed in the quarantine zones. I've seen people eating them here already." The woman said, "I have no idea why you have the chips on the same table as the other confiscated items, but it would mean the world to my child if you let me have even one of those bags." Her eyes lit up as she looked up at the soldier. She said, "His father is a natural and decided not to live with us in the quarantine zone. My son blames me for being human."
Oh my gosh, that's harsh.
She said, "He's been locking himself in his room lately, and wouldn't even accompany me when I said I was going to draw from the Alra porthole. My son loves watching what people get from the porthole." The soldier said, "These chips are reserved." The woman said, "How do I get chips reserved then?" The soldier said, "You have to work and create value for the Valdorian Empire, which every person in this town has the opportunity to do." The soldier said, "The person who these chips are reserved for solidified the Arelium used for the king's palace amongst other accomplishments." The woman pursed her lips. Luthor looked at the barbecue chips on the table.
They yours then, I'm guessing?
He mumbled, "Those chips are reserved for me. Because of all the things I do for Janos. For the man who is out to kill me and my family. I have made Arelium bricks for his palace and made him incredible profit with my Aura containers." Luthor clenched his fists. "I thought if I got close to Janos, I'd be able to reveal his plot against humans. But for all the help I provided my enemy, I have nothing to show for it. Except for those barbecue chips."
Well, I mean, barbecue chips are nice, but yeah, that's not great.
Luthor eyed the chips and dug a nail into his palm. System message. Can you tell me more about the Alra portal? 1 of 2. Have you drawn anything from the Alra portal? 2 of 2.
Second one.
Have you drawn anything from the Alra portal? 2. Responded. Have you drawn anything from the Alra portal? Descriptive help button. Luthor heard your message. His expression softened as he stopped digging his nail into his palm. He looked down at the ground and whispered. Luthor heard your message. His One of the coolest things I got from an Alra portal was a type of jelly that changes shapes, textures and hardness when electric currents are applied.
Oh, wow.
I used it to give Model 1 a body. He can manipulate the jelly to form a humanoid shape around himself.
Oh yeah, so that's what the gelatinous form was. Oh my, that's actually cool. Like, that sounds interesting.
The jelly looked really useless when I pulled it, so the soldier examining it didn't confiscate it. I thought it was some kind of toy at first until I found its true potential.
That is interesting.
Notices button. Mute pocket. Luthor. It was a nice surprise finding. The jelly looked really useful.
Sorry, okay.
It was a nice surprise finding out what the jelly could do. I just need to keep Model 1's body a secret from the Valdorians or they will take him away.
I mean, it doesn't seem too bad. Like, I don't know why they would... I don't know. I mean, Valdorians don't seem to be very fair people so far, so you know what? I'm gonna give you the benefit of the
Luthor
doubt.
paused. His eyes seemed to light up a little as he spoke. The Alra portals are ancient, said to be placed in our world by none other than First Mate Ezra. Though no one can figure out why it's called Alra or if the name carries any significance at all. But I used to get all excited whenever I see a portal in action. I want to learn more about them.
Yeah, how do they even work? Like, you just, like, stuff your hand in there and, like, you take out an item. How does that work?
Callum Valdem's voice could be heard nearby. Luthor glanced sideways at a group of people lounging on a bench, holding portable vision mirrors to watch Callum's broadcast. Callum Valdem held up his wrist, showing his Valdorian tattoo, as he said, "Our blood is wholesome. And you know what is also wholesome? The new stuff I have to show you this week." The vision mirror zoomed up on Callum's face as he smiled and said, "And you didn't hear it from me, but some of this stuff will be coming to the quarantine zone soon. And for my loyal fans, I have acquired the intel on when and where the items will drop for you." Callum pointed a finger and said, "Stay tuned for that intel, and what items will be available to you, at the end of my broadcast. Welcome." Callum pointed a finger and said, "Stay tuned for that intel, and what items will be available to you, at the end of my broadcast. Welcome everyone to another episode of This is Valder." The people watching looked excited as their eyes remained glued to the vision mirror. Luthor looked back at the Alra portal. The woman had taken back the soda, but she was glaring at the soldier as her body inched towards the chips. The soldier's face became tense, but he said calmly, "Please step back. You are not..." The soldier's face became tense, but he said calmly, "Please step back. You are not allowed near this table." The woman did not appear to back down. She said, "The woman did not appear to back down. She said, I need just 1 bag of chips to make my day, okay?" She held up her soda to the soldier and stepped towards him. The soldier leaned back and took out a glowing stick. The glow of the stick wrapped around the soldier's armored hand like a glove. Descriptive help. He pointed the stick at the woman. The soldier said, "Please stay back. I am not allowed to give you these chips. Leave now, or I will have to arrest you. You won't be able to return home to your son if you're arrested."
Okay, that's harsh. Don't arrest her. She hasn't even done anything.
The people who were lined up in front of the Alra portal turned their attention to the soldier and the woman. Luthor looked at the woman who gulped and seemed to be backing down. Luthor is walking towards the table where the chips are. The soldier guarding the table saw Luthor coming and stiffened up. Luthor picked up a bag of barbecue chips while all the soldiers in the area watched him.
Why the tension?
Luthor held out the bag to the woman. She looked at the bag of chips, then at Luthor, then back at the soldier. Her expression deepened in displeasure. Descript. The woman said, "The chips are reserved for this kid. A mere child helped you build your palace." The soldier kept his eyes on Luthor and didn't answer the woman. The soldier kept his eyes...
Are you gonna take them? Like, he's literally offering you them. Like...
The woman frowned at Luthor and said, "You're only giving me 1 bag of chips when you have so many?"
Are you kidding me? Okay. I know she drew from the Alra portal and she got a freaking can of soda. But like, for goodness sake, like she just asked for 1 bag. Now she's just being like, I don't know, petty? I don't know, guys. Like, this, just take what you're being offered. You were almost arrested and now you just...
The woman, you were only asking for 1 bag of chips earlier. It would mean the world to your son if you could have just 1 bag is what you said.
Mm-hmm.
The woman pursed her lips and said, "It's rude to eavesdrop on other people's conversations."
Yeah, he didn't really have a choice because he was, like, standing there, you know what I mean? Like...
Luthor eyed her. You must be in a bad mood because your son isn't talking to you. The woman said, don't pretend like you know what's going on. My mum gets sad when I fight with her. It hurts her a lot when I give her the silent treatment. The woman lowered her gaze. But that's no excuse for you to be angry or greedy with me when I'm trying to be nice. The woman's eyes widened as she gulped again. I think your son would like these chips. These chips taste great with soda, at least for me. The woman took the chips from Luthor without looking at him. The woman took the chips from Luthor without looking at him. She mumbled, what does a kid know?
A lot, actually. Now, please stop.
Your son or me. He must have said some mean things to you. Luthor took the woman's hand and placed the bag of chips in it. She covered her mouth. Remember, we're both human. We're on the same side. The woman glanced at the stick the soldier was holding out and pursed her lips. The woman glanced at the stick the soldier was holding out and pursed her lips. Luthor glanced at the soldier too. The Valdorians think we're dirty and that will make them sick. That's why they carefully maintain their distance with us, and it's against the rules for us to make any physical contact with a soldier. Luthor reached out his hand to the soldier and the soldier backed away, holding the stick between them. Luthor looked over at the people who had their eyes glued to Callum's broadcast. Luthor looked over at the people who had their eyes glued to Callum's broadcast. They had turned their attention to him. Luthor looked over
Oh,
at...
sorry. Okay, wait. I need to stop swiping past. These messages are just longer than I expect.
Luthor reached out his hand. That's why they carefully maintain their... Luthor looked over at the people who had their eyes glued to Callum's broadcast. They had turned their attention to him. Luthor lowered his hand and turned back to the woman. There's only one soldier who stands near the Alra portal. Near us. The Valdorians think we're guilty of everything Janos said we did. The woman pursed her lips. She said, but we're innocent. At least my son and I are. We didn't do anything wrong.
Yeah.
You are innocent, but the Valdorians believe you're not just because you're a human and your son has human blood. Luthor whirled around and touched the soldier on the arm. The soldier's arm was covered by armor, but he looked at Luthor's hand in surprise. Other soldiers rushed up from their post and held out their sticks against Luthor.
Oh my gosh, why did you do that, please? Why? Luthor, no. No.
The soldier who Luthor had put his hand on had turned rigid as he continued to stare at the hand on his armor. The soldier said through gritted teeth, let go of me, please. Luthor tightened his grip on the soldier's armor and said loudly, you believe what Janos tells you.
Okay, no, the whole causing a scene thing is literally gonna get you guys. This guy is gonna get arrested, I swear.
And Janos tells you that humans are dangerous and trying to take over Alincia. Luthor looked up and made eye contact with the soldier through the thin slit in his helmet. How can you continue to believe in the man who makes you guard people who he believes are dangerous? It took some moments, but the soldier glanced around at all the humans who had turned their attention to this scene. He tapped Luthor's wrist with his stick and a glowing cuff formed around Luthor's wrist.
Oh my gosh, stop! Oh my god. He's literally getting arrested. Oh my gosh.
The soldier used the stick cuff to remove Luthor's hand from his arm before releasing Luthor and putting the stick away. The soldier said, you will refer to our ruler as King Janos, and it's all of our honor to die for our king. The soldier returned to his stoic expression as he and the rest of the soldiers around him raised their fists, showing off their tattoo.
Are you kidding me? They're not actually gonna do anything more than that? Did he know that they're not gonna be doing anything more than that? I mean, like, he did, like, make all that cool stuff for the palace and stuff. Like, for the Valdorians, but, like, did he actually know that they weren't gonna arrest him? Like, that scene,
The soldier looked at Luthor and said, I should arrest you, Luthor Timecrest, but I will let you off with a warning this time. You have... The soldier looked at Luthor and said, I should arrest you, Luthor Timecrest, but I will let you off with a warning this time. You have your father to thank for that. He has worked hard for the goodwill between our people that you are currently squandering. Luthor looked around. A lot of bystanders were looking at him, shaking their head in disapproval. The soldier turned to the woman and said, I don't believe you and your son are responsible for the disease, but I need you to step away from the table of confiscated items and leave this area since you have drawn from the portal already. Those are the rules. The woman looked at the bag of chips that Luthor had given her before she nodded. Vertical scroll. The woman looked at the bag of chips that Luthor had given. Luthor frowned as the woman bowed to the Valdorian soldier and said, I'm sorry, sir. I didn't mean any trouble. The Empire has been very accommodating to me and my son when we arrived in the quarantine zone. This young boy's right. I was just in a bad mood.
Okay, well, at least she took the chips and stuff, I don't know.
The woman looked at Luthor and said, thank you for the chips, but you should learn some manners. You did break the rules, so be grateful you haven't been arrested. It's clearly stated we're not allowed to make physical contact with the soldiers. I only asked for the chips because I know they're allowed. She said, Luthor is your name. My son's name is Randy. You seem like a troublemaker, Luthor. My son is a good boy, so you stay away from him in the future.
Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? This... Okay, sure.
The woman whirled around and left quickly.
Goodbye.
Luthor shook his head as all the soldiers went back to their posts and everyone returned to what they were doing. He started to walk away. The soldier said, "Wait. Are you going to take your chips or should we stop reserving them for you?" Luthor Timecrest. Luthor sighed and scooped up the remaining bags of chips into one arm before he walked away from the owl report hall. Luthor glanced around and saw the eyes of most of the soldiers in the area are still on him. He looked down at his chips and whispered, "I did something so useless. I did something so useless."
I mean, you were trying to get them to believe you, but like, I don't know, I don't think that helped much.
I was hoping the soldier would become belligerent when I grabbed him and the soldier... Luthor, I was hoping the soldier would become belligerent when I grabbed him and maybe the people watching will start fearing Valder a bit. Just a little. But Janno's soldiers are too well trained to be riled up. They always show decency towards humans even when they arrest us for breaking the rules. All I managed to do was make my dad look bad for having a disobedient son. Luthor shook his head. I guess I'm in a bad mood too. After my earlier failure today, I just wanted to do something. Luthor paused. 4 bags of chips. That's what I have to show for helping Jannos. Luthor's arm tightened around the bags, wrinkling them and starting to crush the contents. System message. Crushed chips are hard to eat. 1 of 2. I get your frustration with this town. 2 of 2 responses.
I do.
I get your frustration. Responded, I get your frustration with this town.
Like, you're freaking locked up, you can't go anywhere, like, it's just, not good.
Luthor's expression softened again as he heard your message. He loosened his grip on the chip bags. I don't hear that a lot. Luthor smiled. It's good to know that someone out there understands. Descriptive. It's good to know that someone out there understands. A young girl's voice can be heard calling out. Hey, Luthor. Luthor. Hi. Descriptive. A young girl's voice can be heard calling out. Hey, Luthor. Luthor. Hi. Luthor glanced behind him at the owl report hall. Nadia Stone, a teenager around Luthor's age with shoulder length, brunette hair and light freckles, smiled as she walked up to Luthor. She was holding a flower made up of beautiful shades of lavender petals tinged with shades of blue. Descriptive. She was holding a flower made up of beautiful shades of lavender petals tinged with shades of blue. Descriptive help. Nadia said, Hey, Luthor. I wanted to say hi sooner, but it was my turn at the owl report hall. She helped. Hey. Nadia said, Hey, Luthor. I wanted to say hi sooner, but it was my turn at the owl report hall. She held up her flower and said, I got this flower. Not sure what it's called, but it's very pretty.
Yeah, it sounds nice.
Hey, Nadia. Nadia smiled as Luthor said her name. That flower is a rose.
Oh, that's what it is. Okay.
Nadia held up her rose and said, Uh-oh, it does look similar to the roses here, but I've never seen a rose this color before.
Yeah, it sounds really nice.
She smiled and said, I didn't know roses were originally from the human world, but if it came from the owl portal then they must be, I guess. Nadia said, I'm glad I got something so pretty even if it isn't rare. I just hope I can keep it alive. The rose has been cut and will wither soon, but a new planter should recover it so that it can be replanted. Nadia nodded at Luthor's every word. She said, Thanks for the tip, Luthor. Nadia said, I saw what happened with that woman who got the soda. You were so nice to give that woman a bag of your chips. Nadia looked at the soldier near the owl report hall. Luthor followed her gaze and they watched a man pull out a book with the title, Science 3010.
Oh my gosh.
The soldier examined the book and confiscated it.
3010? Are you... 3010? That is so far in the future. Oh my gosh. And also, why has it been confiscated? Like, it's a book. What could a book do?
Nadia said, Well, I guess I got lucky my rose didn't get confiscated. It's not a typical rose color, after all. Nadia paused. She said, That soda woman really annoyed me at first when she wouldn't leave and kept on insisting on getting her way. Nadia tucked a lock of hair behind her ears and said, I thought it was cool how you had her moodiness all figured out. Nadia said, And I'm glad you didn't get in trouble with the soldier and everything worked out for everyone. Right. Right. Thanks, Nadia. Luthor eyed the rose Nadia was holding. Hey, Nadia, I'd like to trade you something for the rose you got from the owl report hall. Nadia blinked and said, So you want this rose? What for? Nadia blinked and said, So you want this rose? What for? Someone I know likes flowers and would be able to take good care of this rose. Nadia said, Uh-oh, a girl probably. Her tone was tinged with disappointment. Nadia looked at Luthor before she said, I'll give you this rose, Luthor, if you come to my birthday party this week. I can't come to your party, Nadia. I saw your brother earlier and he asked me the same thing. Descriptive help. I saw your brother earlier and he asked me the same thing. Nadia pouted and said, oh well. Then you can't have this rose, Luthor. Since you're not coming to my party, I don't see a reason why I should give it to you.
Okay, why? I'm assuming you want the rose to, like, give it to Riley later, which is really nice, but, yeah, how are you gonna get it?
Luthor, right, Nadia.
Also, sorry if you can hear random noises in the background. There's construction going on outside, and, it don't seem to be stopping anytime soon, so, sorry.
You're not watching Callum Valdem's broadcast.
Yeah, that. Yeah, actually, didn't, what's his name? Dylan? Didn't he say that, like, she liked watching him a lot?
Dylan said you liked him and that you never miss one of his broadcasts. Nadia made a disgusted face and said, my brother is dumber than I think he is if he thinks I like Callum. I never said I liked him.
Oh, okay.
Why do you hate Callum? Nadia blinked and in a peevish tone said, do I really need to explain that to you? I thought you hated Valdorians. Yeah, but I have my reasons. What are yours, Nadia? Yeah, but I have my reasons. What are yours, Nadia? Nadia looked down at the ground and shuffled her feet. You can't tell me. It'll be our secret. Nadia is silent. Or do you want me to believe that you hate someone for no reason? Nadia's eyes widened as she shook her head and clenched her fist around the rose. She looked down at the ground and said, I've been writing fan letters to Callum and he never replies. He's so friendly on the broadcasts. But if he's really that friendly, you would think he would reply to me. Luthor didn't speak up. Nadia said, and Dylan keeps making fun that everyone I like doesn't like me back. She kicked the ground and said, he bet me that you wouldn't come to my birthday party. Nadia said, when he asked you to come to my birthday party, Dylan probably hoped you would say no so he could laugh at me when I get home.
That's not nice.
You're angrier at your brother than at Callum, right, Nadia? Nadia looked away for a bit before she nodded. Nadia said, yeah, why can't that dummy just say that my letters were lost or never given to Callum, ellipsis, or something? Nadia said, Dylan's my brother, he should be on my side. Luthor stood quietly with Nadia as she moped for a few moments.
I mean, siblings can be up and down sometimes, that is...
Nadia looked up at Luthor, her eyes hopeful, and said, will you please come to my party, Luthor? Even for just a little bit. I can't come to your party, Nadia. But it sucks to have a sibling that is against you when they're supposed to love you. Luthor paused. I have a younger sibling too, Ash. I would feel sad if Ash and I were ever on opposite sides. Thinking about it breaks my heart, so I'm sorry you feel like your brother is against you.
I mean, it happens in the future, which, isn't a good thing, so...
Nadia looked back at the ground without saying anything for a while. She held up the rose to Luthor and said, here, you can have this, Luthor. You know I can't come to your party, Nadia, even if you give me this rose. Nadia said, I know, but I want to thank you for listening. For today, Nadia said, I know, but I want to thank you for listening. For today and at my last birthday party. I was able to get a lot off my mind that night because you were there to listen. Nadia said, besides, I'll have a hard time keeping it alive for long. Luthor paused before he handed the chips he was holding to Nadia. Nadia looked surprised. She said, what are these there? Tell your brother that these are the party snacks I wanted you to have for your party. He knows that I have barbecue chips reserved for me. Nadia looked at the bags of chips. Before her lips started to quiver and she smiled.
That's such a nice thing to do, oh my gosh.
Though some of the chips might be crushed. Though some of the chips might be... Nadia took the chips and said, that's fine. Thanks, Luthor. If you ever meet Callum in person, please punch him for me. But leave punching... Nadia took the chips and said, that's fine. Thanks, Luthor. If you ever meet Callum in person, please punch him for me. But leave punching Dylan to me. Nadia waved goodbye as she walked away with the bags of chips cradled in one arm. Luthor looked at the rose in his hand and shook his head. I need to get this rose into a renew planter soon before it dries out. That way Riley can replant it. System message. That's nice of you, Luthor. I thought you didn't see Riley as a friend. One of two. I hate to say it, Luthor, but you're going to be Ash's enemy one day. 2 of 2 responsive.
Okay, it's not certain, but I don't know. I this is like the first mean thing, mean thing I'm considering actually saying, because it is kind of true, and maybe if he knows he can change it? I don't know.
That's nice of you, Luthor. I thought you didn't see Riley as a friend. One of 2.
I'll say the first one, just because the second one, again, I don't know.
Clock,
I just
gears.
don't have it in me.
Responded, I don't see her as my friend. But she let me borrow her amulet. I know the amulet means a lot to her and I want to thank her for it. Descriptive help.
Well,
I know
that's
the
fair.
amulet. Descriptive. I know the amulet. Luthor walked along the main street until he stopped by a shop and went in. There was no one managing the shop inside, but there were aisles and aisles of items.
Okay.
He looked around and picked up a renew planter. He looked around and Luthor placed the stem of the rose into the renew planter and placed the planter and rose into his inner jacket pocket. Luthor walked out of the shop.
Is that how shopping works? You just take things? What? Okay.
After I pick up the cupcakes, I should head over to the train station.
Do you get billed for that? Like, what? How does that work with or can you just pick things up for? Oh my gosh, yeah. Is everything for free? Like, I know they said that things were for free, but is every single thing free? Like, you could just walk into a shop and take anything?
It'll be good to sit down and think about how to get the time manipulator talking. System message. Did you just get that renew planter for free? I think I can't get used to not having to pay for stuff. One of two. Have you thought about if the time manipulator is a good or bad person? Two of two responded.
That actually. Because, I mean, like, I know you want to talk to them, but like...
Am I a good or bad person?
Well...
Good and bad are all relative to me, depending on the person that's judging me. Valder sees me as a troublemaker that's getting in the way of what they believe is right. Obviously, I think the opposite. Descript. I have thought about what kind of person the time manipulator may be. But I know I want to talk to him regardless of who he is. And all I can do is hope that he's good to me. Well, just now.
Well, I mean, we don't really have a choice, do we?
A Valdorian soldier approached Luthor. He said, Luthor Timecrest, I need you to come with me by order of King Janos. Luthor narrowed his eyes at the Valdorian soldier. Who are you? And what does Janos want with me? Descriptive help button. Who are you? And what does Janos want with me? The soldier said, I am Seth Valari. A Mr. and Mrs. Roberts have filed a complaint against you for harassment, saying you attacked them inside your family's library.
Oh my gosh.
So is Janos the one who wants me? Or are you arresting me? I wouldn't think the king would bother himself with a little feud between humans.
Yeah, like, what's going on?
Besides, I just went by a few squads of Valdorian soldiers by the Alra portal and none of them batted an eye at me. Teleport to me. Prove to me you're a real Valdorian soldier. Only Valdorians and authorized people who work for them are allowed to teleport inside the quarantine zone. If I had a teleport orb, I wouldn't even be able to use it. The corner of Seth's mouth twitched as he stood looking at Luthor without teleporting. Luthor backed away from the fake Valdorian soldier.
Oh my gosh, who is this person? Is this like Dr. Fulker or something? This is weird.
Oh, one more thing you should know. Valdorian soldiers always travel in squads. And one of the first things I did after being quarantined in this town is learn their patrol routes and timing. Now, want to tell me who you are before I go summon a real Valdorian squad on you?
Who is this person?
Descriptive help. Now, want to tell me who you are before I go summon a real Valdorian? Seth glanced down at Luthor. He said, I will let you know who I am, but not here. Come with me to the alleyway where we'll have privacy.
Very suspicious behavior, wanting to talk in an alleyway of all places.
Luthor observed Seth's back as the pretend soldier walked towards the alleyway. Why should I follow you? You could be here to kill me.
Yeah, exactly.
Seth stopped walking, before looking over his shoulder and saying, I'm not here to kill you. If I could kill you, this would be much easier. Seth said, I know you have activated your pocket watch, Luthor Timecrest.
Well, that could mean several things.
Luthor's eyes widened. Seth walked towards the alleyway. He said, come on. Seth walked towards the alleyway. He said, come on. A Valdorian patrol is coming towards us. Let's talk where we have more privacy. I'm sure you possess illusion magic. If you change your appearance to someone from this town other than a soldier, we can talk right here. Seth ignored Luthor and entered the alleyway. Luthor clenched his fists as he saw the nearing Valdorian patrol, then looked back at Seth. Seth stood in the shadows of the alleyway, watching Luthor. As the Valdorian patrol squad passed in front of Luthor, the squad leader examined Luthor. He raised his arm and his squadron halted. He walked toward Luthor.
What's gonna happen here?
Descriptive help. He said, "Is everything okay, Luthor Timecrest? You look tense. Is there something you want to say to us?" Luthor paused as he saw Seath back deeper into the shadows before turning a corner, disappearing from sight. The Valdorian squad leader followed Luthor's eyes into the alleyway, but saw nothing. The squad leader turned back to Luthor and said, "Luthor Timecrest, what's going on?" "I had a fight with some humans, the Roberts." Luthor clenched a fist and looked up at the squad leader. Luthor clenched a fist and looked up at the squad leader. "I told the Roberts that all the comforts Valder provides in this quarantine town are not for our benefit." Luthor stared intensely. "Why would you want to be so generous to the humans you so despise?" "Why would you want to be so generous to the humans you so despise?"
To cover up something fishy, basically.
"Why would you want to be so generous to the humans you so—" The squad leader paused and said, "We do not despise humans. We only want to find the culprit of the disease that's ravaging Olyncians. Please stop spreading false rumors about Valder." He walked to the front of the squad and motioned them to move forward. Luthor waited until the patrol squad was out of sight before sprinting into the alleyway. Luthor turned the same corner he saw Seath turn. He glanced up at the sign on the building. It said... Luthor turned the same corner he saw Seath turn. He glanced up at the sign on the building. It said, "Disposal and Waste Center Building 2. He ran forward until he saw Seath leaning against a wall. When Seath saw Luthor, he began walking down the alleyway again. Luthor followed Seath, but kept his distance. Seath turned another corner. The building had a sign that said, "Disposal and Waste Center Building 3. Luthor mumbled under his breath. "Seath is making sure we won't be interrupted." Vertical. Seath is making sure everything inside the disposal center buildings are automated by magic and machines. Everything inside the disposal center buildings are automated by magic and machines.
Okay, well, I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing. Like, this is really weird, and I don't know what could this mean with the whole pocket watch thing. Like, it's, I don't know. Things to do with the watch tend to go badly. I'm getting the vibes though. So
the noises of the town are barely audible now. Only the rhythmic humming of machines sounded through the walls that surrounded both sides of the alleyway. Seath stopped walking and turned to Luthor. Luthor faced Seath, but continued to keep his distance. "You have me alone. Show me your true form and tell me who you are." Seath began to shimmer, his appearance as a Valdorian soldier fading and changing into a young woman with a serious face and burgundy hair that faded into an even darker red. She said, "My name is Petora. Petora, tell me how you know my pocket watch has been activated."
Okay, this is Guild Master Petora then? We're meeting so many people from the past. Oh my gosh, okay.
"Petora, tell me how you know my pocket watch has been activated." Petora said in a monotone voice, "I've been told it has been activated."
By who?
"By who?" Petora said, "I can't tell you that." System message. Luthor is waiting.
This is very weird. I don't know why. Okay, well, what does this person
Ask her
want?
if Portia Delrose was the person who told her that the pocket watch activated. One of three. Luthor, please ask Petora about her hair. I want to know why it changes colors and what each shade means. 2 of Petora becomes your girlfriend or something when you're much older. 3 of 3 respond. Luthor, please ask Petora about her hair. I want to know why it changes colors and what
The good old hair query. Let's go for it, I guess.
Luthor.
You know, this
Clock.
might be our chance.
Responded. Luthor arched his brow. System message. I know it's a strange request, but will you please do it for me? 1 of 1 responses. I know it's
Oh my gosh, he's probably, like, I don't know.
messages. Responded. Luthor paused.
Why not, you know? Why not? Just do it.
Your hair is an interesting color. Petora. Is it your real hair or do you ever change your hair colors to fit the occasion? Is it your real hair or do you ever change your hair colors to fit the occasion? Petora said monotonously. I don't change this color, but when I become a different person, I change my hair color then. Does this dark red color have any special meaning? Petora said, no. System message. Can you ask her specifically if she can control changing the color of her hair? 1 of 2
I
responses.
mean, she just said she can. She just said that she changes it when she changes into another person.
Can you ask specifically if any of her hair colors that she changes into has any meaning? 2.
Yeah.
Can you?
Well, I mean, yeah. I don't know. I don't think this is going anywhere, but why not? Pass the time.
When you
and
do
ask
change your
about
hair colors, do you
hair.
pick descriptive? When you do change your hair colors, do you pick ones that have some sort of meaning to you? Petora said, my hair colors mean nothing. Tell me what you know about my pocket watch. Descriptive help. Tell me what you know about. Petora said, I know you were trying to connect with time manipulator Chronos Timecrest, the first human and master of time.
Okay, so she knows kind of a lot.
Luthor paused and his expression softened. You. He glanced sideways, composed himself, before looking back at Petora. You're the first person I've come across who knows that name. He smiled at her. Luthor looked genuinely happy. Descriptive. There was a slight twitch in Petora's serious expression, and she looked away from Luthor momentarily. How did you find out about Chronos Timecrest and the pocket watch? Petora said, I was told. Luthor's smile faded. Luthor's smile faded. By the same someone who told you my watch is activated? By the same someone who you can't tell me about? Petora nodded. Can you take me to this someone? Petora said, yes, but I must see the pocket watch first.
Okay.
Luthor paused before he slowly reached inside his jacket and took out the pocket watch. Petora eyed the watch. Descriptive. Petora eyed the watch. She reached out her hand and said, hand me the watch and I'll take you to the person you want to see.
This is looking very much like a trick.
Luthor considered Petora. I assume this person you know is outside the quarantine zone. How do you plan to get me past the Valdorian barrier? The Valdorians are less concerned with people sneaking in, but I can't tell you they'd be very concerned if I tried to escape. Petora said, I know a way. You're lying. Petora said, I'm not lying. Petora said, I'm not lying. Now hand me the watch. Luthor Timecrest.
No.
Take me to your someone first and then I'll give you the watch. How about that?
Exactly.
Petora shook her head and said, that's not how it works. He squeezed the pocket watch and backed away from Petora. You just needed me to reveal the pocket watch. And I fell for it, because I wanted to believe in you. Luthor kept his eyes locked with Petora. Descriptive help. Luthor kept his eyes locked with Petora. Descriptive help. Because you're the only other person I've ever met in my life that knew the name Chronos Timecrest. Without hesitation, Petora said, Lucinitus Magnus, conceal vision.
Oh my gosh, no!
Luthor's eyes became clouded. I can't see. Luthor turned around and immediately started running away from Petora. Petora jumped in front of Luthor. She's in front of you. Luthor, one of two. 3 exclamation marks. We're doomed. 2 of 2
okay,
She's in front of you.
She's in front of you, okay. Come on, just...
Luthor moved forward towards Petora. Descriptive help. Luthor moved forward. Petora launched herself at Luthor, her hand reaching for the pocket watch.
Oh my gosh, no.
Levitas Magnus, like air. Descriptive help. Luthor changed into a gust of wind and breezed past Petora. After a moment,
oh my gosh, that's such a cool power. Oh wow.
Descriptive help. Luthor changed into a gust. Luthor squeezed the pocket watch in his hand before feeling around for his inner jacket pocket and stuffing the watch back inside. Thank you for letting me know where Petora was.
You're welcome.
I should be able to ditch her if I find a Valdorian patrol squad. Luthor thought for a bit. Descriptive. Luthor thought for a bit.
Okay.
I wonder if the someone that told Petora about my pocket watch knows about the watch's ability to return to me. Or if he or she figured out a way to stop the watch from coming back.
That would not be good.
Regardless, I'm not just going to hand the watch over to Petora.
That seems like the right decision, because she's acting really weird.
I need to head back to the main street where there are more people and Valdorian soldiers. That means I have to make a right at Disposal Center Building 3. And a left at Disposal Center Building 2. Descriptive help. And a left at Disposal Center Building 2. I still can't see, so I'm counting on you and the watch's ability to sense my surroundings to know when the turns are coming up.
Oh man, that's a lot of trust you're putting. Because I don't know, like, I don't know if the descriptions will...
I'll do my best. 1 of 2 don't trip. 2 of 2, I'll do my best.
I'll do my best, and yeah.
Responded. Luthor smiled. Luthor smiled. Descriptive help. If you hadn't told me that Petora made her way in front of me, I'm sure she would have been able to capture me. So, thanks again. Petora chased Luthor, but couldn't catch up.
Okay.
Levitas Magnus, like air.
Haha, yes!
Luthor changed again to a gust of wind which propelled him even farther forward. Petora looked panicked. She said, Lucinitus Ultimus, solid thoughts. What? Did I hear her call out an Ultimus level spell?
Wow.
Behind Luthor, Petora's hair color changed from burgundy to black.
Oh my gosh, she does change her hair colors.
Petora grabbed her hair, frowning, as she continued to chase Luthor.
No, I knew that she changed her hair colors, obviously, but like in this timeline as well.
What did her spell do? System message. Petora's hair color changed. I told you she can't do that. One of one responsive.
Yeah.
Descriptive help. Petora's hair color changed.
That's literally the only thing that happened. I don't know if that's what she meant to happen. I don't know how that would help her at all.
I never doubted your words. It was just strange timing when you told me to ask about her hair. Petora had just revealed that she wanted the pocket watch, and yet you were focused on her appearance.
Yeah, we don't talk about that, you know. I need to know some things. It's very, very important, totally.
Luthor ran down the straight alleyway.
Come on.
So nothing happened when she used her Ultimus level spell except her hair changing colors?
Yeah, but I don't know if that's all it can do, so...
That doesn't seem right.
Exactly.
If her Ultimus level spell only allows her to change hair colors, then it's very underpowered.
Mm-hmm.
Not that I'm hoping the woman who's trying to take my watch is powerful.
Yeah, that wouldn't be the best, but it's an Ultimus level spell, so like, she probably knows others.
Luthor near to sign that said disposal and waste center building 3.
Okay.
System message. You're near disposal and waste center building 3. One of one responses.
There,
You're near
you're right there. Come on, just...
Luthor moved to his right and held out his arm. Luthor moved to his hand is touching the wall as he continues to run.
Okay, come on, you can get out of here, oh my gosh.
Luthor's pace slowed, but Petora was still some distance behind him.
Okay, that's good, come on, you can do this, get out of here.
Descriptive help. Luthor's pace slowed, but Luthor felt the edge of the wall. But just as he was about to turn the corner, Petora called out, Lucinitus Ultimus, solid thoughts. A wall formed in front of Luthor, blocking the path through the alleyway.
Oh my gosh, no!
System, a wall in front of you. One of one responses. Oh,
come on, move, just somehow
messages.
get past. How are you supposed to get past that now? What?
Responded. Luthor stopped in his tracks just before hitting the wall. Luthor held out his hands in front of him and fell at the wall. Descriptive. Luthor held out his hand. Wow! I assume this wall is here because of Petora's Ultimus spell. Solid thoughts.
That is a powerful spell, I'm not gonna lie. Oh my gosh.
Solid thoughts allows her to materialize items.
But that's an illusion spell, so how does that work? Okay, wait. No, okay, yeah, it's illusion, but it's also okay, weird.
That's amazing.
It is amazing.
He stretched his hands high, touching the wall. The wall is too tall for me to get over with my Levitus Magnus, like air. Luthor ran his hands along the wall until he reached an end where the wall connected to the building. And there doesn't seem to be any cracks that would allow me to go through.
How are you supposed to get past this?
I hate to say it, but Petora's Ultimus spell is very cool.
Yeah.
System message.
That's the
Luthor's
conclusion.
awake. Stop praising the enemy and tell me you have some magic to get out of this. 1 of 3. What does your like air actually do? 2 of 3.
No time for that.
Do you have an Ultimus level spell?
No.
Stop praising the enemy
Yeah,
and tell
that.
Stop praising the enemy and tell me you have some magic to get out of this.
Come on.
I'll think of something. I won't let her have the watch. But I still have to praise Petora.
Yeah.
I'm excited I got to see an Ultimus spell in action. Luthor paused.
And it's a cool one as well. I mean, apart from the whole hair color changing thing.
Descriptive help. Luthor paused. Now that I know what Petora's Ultimus spell does, I suspect that she's telling the truth when she said she isn't here to kill me.
Yeah, because she could just... Yeah, she could just, like, make anything solid then. She could, I don't know, materialize, like, a gun. I don't know, I don't think they know what a gun is, but anyway.
I'll spare you my imagination, but with a spell like Solid Thoughts, Petora could easily hurt me if she wanted to.
Yeah, trust me, I can, visualize that.
The sounds of Petora's footsteps approached quickly.
Oh my gosh, get out of there!
I think I may know a way to get my vision back.
Good?
Luthor pressed his back up against the wall and turned towards the footsteps.
Quick.
Luthor charged towards the sound.
Oh my gosh, what are you doing? How is that gonna happen?
Petora's expression changed to surprise when she saw Luthor running at her.
Okay.
Levitus Miller Magnus, upstream. Gusts of wind appeared between Luthor and Petora. Petora raised her arms to shield herself from the fast-moving air. Luthor jumped into the gusts of wind which propelled him high up into the air, past the roof of the disposal center. Good. I can't see now. I suspect concealed vision has a range limit.
That's interesting, actually. I wouldn't think about that.
Petora said, Lucinitus Ultimus, Solid Thoughts.
Oh my gosh, what are you gonna do?
Hay chain sprung forth from her hand and wrapped around Luthor's leg.
Oh no, no.
Hay chain sprung forth from her hand and wrapped around Luthor's leg. Petora started pulling him down.
No.
Levitus Magnus, like air.
Come on, yes.
Luthor changed into wind and escaped from the chain.
Yes, yes, yes,
As
yes.
wind, Luthor flew towards the nearest rooftop.
Come on.
While in mid-air, he turned solid and started falling. While in mid-air, he turned solid and started falling. Luthor managed to grab onto the edge of the roof with one hand. In times like these, I wish I had stronger muscles. Luthor struggled to hang on as he tried to grab onto the edge with his other hand. Levitas Magnus, like air. Luthor changed into wind and made it onto the roof. He began to run. Petora jumped into the gusts of wind from the upstream spell just as it was fading. Petora jumped into the gusts of wind from the upstream spell just as it was fading. Like Luthor, she was propelled upwards into the air. She flew past the rooftops. She looked at Luthor and said, Lucinitas Ultimus, solid thoughts.
Oh my god, what is she thinking of doing?
Her hair changed from black to bright orange.
Oh my gosh, the hair thing.
She frowned as she began to fall, but caught the edge of the roof with ease and flipped herself up.
Ah, come on.
As soon as she landed on the roof, Petora yelled Lucinitas Ultimus, solid
Oh
thoughts.
no,
A
not
clear
again.
box, a little larger than the size of an adult person, appeared around Luthor and sealed him inside.
Well,
Luthor pressed his hands against the box, but the glass had no cracks or openings. System message, maybe you should just give the pocket watch to her. You said the watch always comes back to you, right? One of two or say nothing. Two of two
Say
respond.
nothing.
Say nothing.
because like I don't know, it might not, and I don't know. This is weird though. Like why is she? And also like I don't know. I don't want to like give up the watch like because she seems to really want it. Like she's chasing Luthor all over the place and everything. Like what?
Responded. Luthor kept his eyes on Petora as she approached the edge of the box. I'm surprised you didn't just box me in sooner. Petora said, I only thought of it just now. Petora said, I only thought of it just now. I was instructed not to hurt you, but it was hard to think of safe things to capture you with. Her voice sounded dull through the glass. I figured, but are you willing to kill me to get the watch? Petora said in a monotone voice, I must keep you alive. Petora said in a monotone voice, I must keep you alive. I must follow my order. Then you really didn't think things through when you boxed me in. I could run out of air in here to breathe. Petora frowned and was silent for some time. Petora frowned and was silent for some time. She finally said, I didn't account for that. You can make an air hole for me, but I'll just escape through it. What are you going to do, Petora? Petora sighed in frustration. Petora sighed in frustration. She said, just give me the watch before you start suffocating. To Luthor Timecrest. Luthor smiled. You should have thought of a metal box, Petora.
Yeah, that would have worked better.
Gravitas Magnus, calcium rich.
Oh my gosh, oh yeah! No, I thought that he meant because, like, I don't know, that would have air or something. I don't know why I thought that, but... Okay, what do you...
The bones in Luthor's hand hardened and he rammed his fist into the glass box, shattering it.
Yes! Oh my gosh. Yes, Petora, take that!
He picked up a broken piece of glass and brought it up to his throat. Stop coming for my watch or I'm going to plunge this piece of glass into my throat.
Oh my... Well... Don't do that! What? Okay, the watch isn't that valuable. I know what I said before, but, like, no.
Petora's eyes widened. Petora's eyes widened. She said, stop. You would hurt yourself?
Well, yeah, are you... Don't do that.
I already did. Luthor glanced down at his hand that punched through the glass. The back of his skin is torn and bloody. My gravitas spell hardens my bones, but my surrounding skin will still break and bleed. Petora said, why are you putting up such a fight just to defend a watch? I'm not just defending a watch. I'm not just defending a watch. Petora. Petora looks confused. And I'm willing to kill myself for it. Blood dripped from Luthor's knuckles to the ground.
No way. This is too far. Okay, just let her take the watch. Or something. I don't know. I'm kind of regretting my decision.
Petora swallowed hard and clenched her hands into fists. Petora said, this watch is just some communication tool. Petora said, this watch is just some communication tool. You value communicating with this Chronos Timecrest more than your own life. I figured out earlier that you really aren't here to kill me. In fact, you have gone out of your way to ensure I don't die. If you rush me now and take my watch, then I'll just kill myself after you leave. Petora's eyes widened. If you want this watch, then you better head back to your someone and get new orders. Because you lost if you can't kill me. Petora locked gazes with Luthor. Petora locked gazes with Luthor. The two stared at each other in silence. She inched towards Luthor. Luthor pricked his throat with a piece of glass, causing Petora to shake her head and back away.
Oh, guys, I don't know. Reconsider your decisions again, Luthor, please. No, don't actually kill yourself.
I hope my next orders are to kill you. Petora said, I hope my next orders are to kill you. I can't stand someone who would just give up their life like that. Can you tell me who you're getting your orders from? Petora said, I can't tell you a lie. I had to ask. Petora, I had to ask. I want to know.
I wonder what she would have said as an answer.
Petora scowled and leapt off the roof and said, Lucinitas ultimus, solid thoughts. Hey. Luthor ran to the edge of the roof and looked down. Luthor ran to the edge of the roof and looked down. Petora had conjured a ladder and is sliding down it at expert speed. Hey, Petora, I'll be at the Valdorian Mage Trials tonight. Get your new orders and find me in Valdor's palace.
I don't know why you're telling her that. What if her next orders are to kill you?
Petora stared up at Luthor from the bottom of the ladder. Petora called out. Petora called out. Why are you telling me this? Like I said, you're the first person that I've met that knows the name Time Manipulator Chronos Timecrest.
That's it? I don't think that's enough to go off to trust this person. I mean, I know Guildmaster Petora, like, Ash and her have talked and stuff, but, like, the last time they met wasn't, like, the few times they have met, it haven't been the prettiest.
Petora said, what if the next time I see you, my orders are to kill you? Petora said, what if the next time I see you, my orders are to kill you? What then? Luthor thought about it and shrugged. I don't know. I don't know. You're about to leave and I don't have time to think things through. All I know is that I want to see you again. Petora's eyes widened, with a look of anger tinged with sadness. Petora's eyes widened, with a look of anger tinged with sadness. She swallowed hard and started dashing away. The piece of glass in Luthor's hand and the ladder faded when Petora disappeared out of sight. I see. If she's out of range, then the items she creates disappear. Luthor closed his eyes momentarily. I hope I see her tonight.
If you say so, I kinda hope you don't, though.
Finding out what I can about the Time Manipulator means everything to me.
Sure, okay, I guess, but...
System message. Why are you willing to kill yourself? 1 of 4. Feel free to do dangerous things in the future if you need to because I can revive you, I think. Wouldn't it be nice if she just told us what she knows?
Yeah.
3. I hope her next orders aren't to kill you. 4. Wouldn't it be nice if she just told us what she knows?
It would.
3 of 4. Wouldn't it be nice if she just told us what she knows? Respond. Luthor smiled. Luthor smiled.
Make life a lot easier.
He took out the pocket watch from his inner jacket pocket and looked down at it. It would be nice. There's a lot of people that I can lump into that category. Like Fulgur.
Yep.
Like the Time Manipulator.
Mm-hmm.
Descriptive help. Like the Time Manipulator. I wonder what it will take to get the Time Manipulator to talk to me.
Yeah. You know what? I can be your in-between communicator. Like, you could just tell me all the things you want me to ask. Because he seems pretty willing to communicate with me for some reason.
Luthor touched the part of his neck where he pricked himself with a piece of glass. The wound had already stopped bleeding. He looked at his bloodied hands, which are still bleeding. I don't have the time to visit the town clinic and get this healed. I don't have the time to visit the town clinic and get this healed. I'm going to have to make up a story to my parents about this one. But I'll live. System message. Are you willing to die to speak with the Time Manipulator? 1 of 2. Say nothing. 2 of 2 responses. Are you willing to die to speak with... Say nothing.
Say nothing, I guess.
Say nothing.
Okay. Now guys, I think I'll have to end the video here because it is getting long again. Once, you know, it's always getting long for some reason. But anyway, hopefully you guys enjoyed. Comment down below if you have theories about, I don't know, why this Time Manipulator isn't talking to Luthor, or why Petora was after Luthor in the first place. Like, that's strange. And subscribe to become a fellow Timecrestian. See you guys next time.